How to recognize your soulmate even if you're already married. There are moments in life when everything you thought you knew about love, about relationships, about loyalty begins to shift. Because one day, someone enters your life, and, without warning, you feel it. A pull, a knowing, a connection that words can't explain. But there's one problem. You are already married. Your life is already built. Your commitments are in place. And this was never supposed to happen. Now you find yourself asking the one question that no one ever teaches you how to answer. Is this my soulmate? And if it is, what do I do with that? Carl Jung taught that the soul knows things the mind cannot always explain. That deep beneath our everyday awareness, there is a part of us that recognizes, remembers, longs. And that is what happens when we meet someone whose energy resonates with our own. When we cross paths with a person whose presence awakens something ancient inside us. You can't force it. You can't plan it. You can't explain it. But when it happens, you know. And that knowing can be both beautiful and terrifying, especially when life has already taken its shape. When you are already in a marriage, a relationship, a reality that this new connection was never supposed to disrupt. And yet, here it is. Uninvited, unexpected, undeniable. So how do you know? How can you recognize when this is more than infatuation, more than escape, more than the illusion of a wandering heart? Because the truth is, not every intense connection is a soulmate bond. Sometimes it is projection. Sometimes it is unmet needs. Sometimes it is a fantasy created by the mind to avoid discomfort in the present life. But other times, it is something deeper. A recognition, a soul memory. A love that defies logic. So let's go deeper, because if you are here, if you are listening to this, it is likely that part of you already knows. But knowing and understanding are two different things. One of the first signs is that the connection feels timeless. It doesn't feel like something that is building. It feels like something that already exists, as if you have known them before. Even if you have just met, there is a comfort in their presence that defies how little time you have actually spent together. Conversations flow without effort. Silences are not empty, but full. And there is a sense, a deep sense, that you can be fully yourself with them. Not because you are trying to impress, not because you want their approval, but because their energy allows your truth to rise. This is one of the most powerful signs of a soulmate bond. The dissolving of masks. The comfort of authenticity. Another sign is that your meeting feels guided, fated, orchestrated by something greater than you. Perhaps you crossed paths in ways that seemed too improbable to be random. Perhaps life kept circling you toward each other despite timing, circumstances, logic. Carl Jung would call this synchronicity. Meaningful coincidence that points to the presence of a deeper pattern. A soul-level alignment that defies rational explanation. And when this happens, it can shake you. Because part of you knows this isn't ordinary. This matters. Even if you don't yet know what to do with it. Then there's the resonance. When you are with them, it is as if your nervous system relaxes. Your intuition awakens. You feel more alive and more seen than perhaps you have ever felt before. It is not always fireworks. It is not always dramatic passion. Sometimes it is quiet, subtle, deep, a knowing beneath the noise, an echo of something ancient, a recognition beyond this life. And this is the mark of a true soulmate connection. It touches the soul, not just the ego. It brings forth growth, not just longing. It awakens purpose, not just desire. But here is where the inner conflict begins. Because when you are already married, when your life is already built around someone else, this connection can feel like a betrayal of everything you thought you'd see. Believed you may find yourself feeling guilt, shame, confusion. You may question your own morality. Wondering if this feeling is a flaw in you, you are wrong to feel it. But here is what I want you to hear. You cannot control who your soul recognizes. You can only control what you choose to do with it. Feeling the connection, acknowledging its presence does not make you a bad person. It makes you human. A soul in a human experience, bound by commitments, by love, by duty, and yet still longing for the deep resonance that only certain connections can bring. Carl Jung taught that the psyche is vast, and that often we meet others who activate parts of ourselves that have long been dormant, parts of us that our current life may not have called forth. This is why soulmate connections can feel so disruptive, because they awaken the parts of us that yearn for truth, for expansion, for wholeness, and sometimes the life we have built, though good, though stable, does not hold all of who we are capable of becoming. This is the true dilemma. Not the connection itself, but what it shows us about who we are and who we are meant to be. So if you are here, wondering if what you feel is real, wondering if this is your soulmate, I invite you to pause, to breathe, to release the guilt, and to listen deeply to your own soul. Because the heart does not lie. And though the path may be complicated, and though the choices ahead may be difficult, there is wisdom in what you feel. There is truth in the resonance that called you here. And in the next part of this journey, we will go deeper into how to navigate this connection with clarity, with grace, and with the inner knowing that you can honor both your soul and your life. Because when you know the truth of what this is, you will also know what to do. And if you want to understand yourself more deeply and truly uncover the hidden patterns that shape your relationships, I highly recommend the JUNG method, a powerful tool to help you awaken to your inner truth. You will find the link pinned in the first comment now. Let us go deeper, because meeting your soulmate, especially when you are already married, is not a simple experience. It is a deep, complex awakening that stirs every part of your being. And more than anything, it reveals who you truly are beneath the roles you have played in life. You see, Carl Jung taught that what we repress does not disappear. It lives within us, waiting for the right moment to rise. And very often, it is in the presence of a soulmate that these buried parts come alive. Not to destroy us, but to awaken us, to call us back to our wholeness. And this is why these connections can feel so overwhelming. They challenge the life you have built. They question the identities you have worn. They ask you to face the parts of yourself that long for more. One of the most confusing parts of meeting a soulmate while married is the depth of inner conflict it creates. Because you may love your partner, you may respect the life you have built, you may value the history you share, and yet something in this new connection speaks to a deeper truth, a version of yourself that has not yet been lived. And here lies the question that so many wrestle with in silence. Is it wrong to feel this? Is it a betrayal of my marriage, of my vows, of my values? But the truth is this: your feelings are not wrong. They are information. They are signals from your soul, reminding you that there is more within you than the life you have been living. Now, this does not mean you must act on them. It does not mean you must leave your marriage. It does not mean you must abandon your responsibilities. But it does mean this: you must listen. You must honor what is arising within you, because if you do not, these feelings will not go away. They will linger, unspoken, unprocessed, and they will show up in ways you may not expect. So how do you navigate this path with wisdom and grace? First, by understanding that the purpose of a soulmate connection is not always to become a romantic relationship. Sometimes its purpose is to awaken you, to help you remember who you are, to invite you into a deeper level of authenticity and truth. Carl Jung believed that life sends us the people we need for our own evolution. Not always the people we expect, not always at the time we would choose, but the ones who mirror back to us the parts of ourselves we most need to see. Sometimes this mirror comes through joy. sometimes through longing, sometimes through deep emotional conflict, but always, it comes with purpose. So if you have met someone who feels like your soulmate and you are already married, pause. Do not rush to label this experience as good or bad, right or wrong. Instead, ask yourself, what is this connection showing me about myself? What is it awakening within me? What am I being called to face, to heal, to embrace? Because when you approach it from this place of inner inquiry, the answers that arise will guide your next steps. One of the most common mistakes people make in this situation is rushing to external action before doing the inner work. They either suppress the connection entirely, pretending it does not exist, or they pursue it recklessly. Driven by emotion and guilt, both extremes lead to suffering. Because without self-awareness, any choice you make will be reactive, not conscious. And true healing, true growth, comes from conscious action. So take the time to go inward, journal, reflect, seek wise counsel. Understand the deeper layers of your experience, because only from this place of clarity can you make decisions that honor your soul and your life. And remember this, just because someone is your soulmate does not mean they are meant to be your life partner. Sometimes their role is to awaken you to parts of yourself you have long forgotten. Sometimes their role is to show you where you have settled for less than your truth. Sometimes their role is to teach you how to love yourself more deeply. And in rare cases, yes, they may be the one with whom your soul is meant to walk this life. But you will only know this with certainty after you have done the inner work, after you have faced your own shadow, after you have integrated what this connection has brought to light. CARL Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." This is the key. Without this awareness, we project our unmet needs. Onto others, we chase fantasies. We repeat old patterns, but with awareness, with consciousness, you can choose with wisdom. You can honor your marriage, if that is your truth. You can transform your current relationship if both partners are willing. Or you can step into a new path if that is where your soul calls you. But whatever you choose, let it be from truth, not fear, not guilt, not pressure, but deep knowing. Because the deepest betrayal is not of another. It is of yourself, and when you betray your soul's truth, you will live in quiet suffering. But when you honor what is real within you, even if it is uncomfortable, you create the space for true alignment, for authentic love, for deep peace. So, if today you are wrestling with this connection, wondering if it is real, wondering what to do, know this, you are not alone. Many walk this path in silence. Many carry this longing, this conflict, this hope. And the answer is not in rushing to fix it. It is in slowing down, listening, trusting that your soul knows the way. And when you trust that deeper wisdom, the path will unfold, the clarity will come. And whatever choice you make, it will be one you can live with, in peace. Because it will come from your deepest truth. So breathe, feel, and remember. This connection is not here to punish you. It is here to awaken you, to help you remember who you are, to call you back to your wholeness. And in that wholeness, you will know what to do.